outlining a deal. President Trump will meet with China's top trade negotiator at the White House today as the world's two largest economies attempt to resolve the ongoing tariff fight. Yesterday, I spoke with Secretary of State Mike Pompeo on the progress. Let's say you do get an MOU and we get these agreements that, yeah, we're going to move the needle on IP theft. Haven't they made promises to us in the past that they haven't kept?
Well, they certainly have. That's absolutely the case. And our administration knows this. We won't fall into those same pitfalls. They've made commitments on cyber, on other things, which they've just simply not honored. That's why the enforcement mechanism, and if you talk to Ambassador Lighthizer or Secretary Mnuchin for even 2 minutes, they will tell you the heart of these discussions will surround enforcement mechanisms.
Joining me right now is former ambassador to Cyprus and foreign and international economic policy analyst. He served for 6 secretaries of state, Richard Boucher. Great to see you, Richard. Thanks very much for being here.
Thanks very much. Good morning.
What about you? What about that? What we just heard from Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, that looking back and making sure we have an oversight, making sure we have the checks and balances in place. Do you think that's possible here? Can we trust the Chinese that once they sign on the dotted line, that they will keep their commitments?
I think it's possible, but not the way these guys are going about it. This is the same thing as we had in the 1980s with Japan. We go after market access, we get a buying mission, we get a sector opening, and vague promises that weren't kept. If you really want the Chinese to keep the promises, we got to gang up on them with our allies in the WTO and elsewhere to get some real rules that allow people to take them to court and to enforce things.
Yeah, I mean, the big issues here are away from, the trade imbalance. We know that it's the theft of intellectual property. It's the forced transfer of technology. It's espionage. Now that we have really learned so much about what the behavior of Huawei and ZTE, these Chinese telecom companies, have meant. So what's your take on that in terms of the big elephants in the room and whether or not they're really going to be able to move the needle on some of those issues?
Well, I think they'll get vague promises. I don't see that they can get anything solid enough to enforce if they don't go through an international mechanism. But let's face it, you got to get all the countries that are concerned. You got to get the Germans and the British and the French and the Japanese and everybody else to set a new set of rules for state-owned enterprises and a stronger set of rules, including retaliation for IP theft. And instead of doing that, we've sort of gone after all our allies with aluminum, steel, and auto tariffs and tried to do this alone with the Chinese. It's not going to work.
Maybe, but this is the first president that's actually pushed back on the Chinese, right? I mean, I don't know that he had any other leverage point other than tariffs. Did he have any other way to actually get the Chinese to the table?
Yeah, take them to the WTO. Gang up on them with your friends.
Okay. Yep. Well, it's a fair point. I think it feels like the rest of the world is figuring it out, although, well, maybe not, because last week Mike Pompeo was in Europe and they were pushing back in terms of lessening their exposure to Huawei. These systems are already embedded in these European countries, their infrastructure, telecom overall. So are they going to be able to change that? Now it becomes an expensive process.
I have to say, it doesn't really look like it. It's not the sunk investment in infrastructure, because you've got to build a whole new infrastructure almost for 5G. It's the fact that, as Pompeo said to you, he wants to make sure everybody has the same set of facts. Well, they've laid their case before them, and now it looks like GCHQ in the UK, that's one of the best intelligence agencies in the world, is unconvinced. Yeah. The Germans are unconvinced. The Canadians look like they're unconvinced. So, we laid our case before them, and I have to say, since the Iraq War, some of these countries are pretty skeptical about U.S. intelligence.
Yeah, that's a good point. Let me switch gears, ask you about this Alabama woman who joined ISIS. Her father has now filed a lawsuit against President Trump. He says that she shouldn't be barred from returning to the United States. I asked Secretary of State Mike Pompeo about that as well. Here's what he said yesterday.
This is a woman who inflicted enormous risk on American soldiers, on American citizens. She's a terrorist. She's not coming back. President Trump made clear that she wasn't coming back. She's not a U.S. citizen. She is not entitled to U.S. citizenship, and she's not coming back to our country to pose a threat.
What do you think about that, sir?
It's hard to adjudicate without having all the facts. It looks like she was born in the United States, but maybe to a diplomat, which doesn't convey U.S. citizenship to her. That's a question that has to be settled in the courts. I have to say I don't have a whole lot of sympathy for her. I have a lot more sympathy for the dreamers who've been here, worked here, graduated from high school, joined the military, and contributed more to the United States.
Let me ask you about the Syria troop withdrawal. It is apparently on pause, but the administration is now saying that it will keep 200 U.S. troops in the country. After announcing in December it was actually pulling out of Syria. What's your take on this? Should the troops stay? Should the troops go? And I guess one of the issues here is you're not feeling like there's a coherent message coming out of the administration on this issue because there's so much debate about it.
Is that new? Anyway, 200 troops is not enough to do peacekeeping, not in the mess that is Syria. But 200 troops is a hook, it's a token, it's a place to be in Syria with especially the Kurds, because our main task right now is to keep the Turks from going after the Kurds. And so the presence there ensures that we can do that diplomatic work and have the liaison function with both sides to make sure they don't start going after each other.
All right, we believe it there. Richard, great to see you this morning. Thanks so much.
Good to see you. Thanks a lot.
Richard Boucher joining us there.